Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your set. I am Hitman Kaz by way of Struggle Vision Productions. Welcome to another edition of Hitman's Contracts, where we will be going over the predictions for WrestleMania. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't alone in this endeavor. I want y'all to welcome back the humble man Gary. Gary, welcome to Hitman's Contracts.
My man Hitman Calls, what's good, what's good? Good to have me back again as always. You know, it's always a pleasure being on your show, kicking the wrestling knowledge to you as always.
Yeah. And you know, it's an extra special thing for WrestleMania because for the first time, they will be having a live crowd since the pandemic.
That is the truth.
And sure, it won't be filled to capacity, but at least there will be fans, period, you know?
Right, that is correct.
And you know, I find it funny that it's gonna be in Florida, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Now, I know that we're in a pandemic, but why is it that in Florida they don't follow the protocols that pretty much everyone else does? Like literally, if you go down there right now, you'll think there was never a pandemic because first off, you're not like you can choose to wear a mask if you want to, but you're not permitted to. No one social distances, and there hasn't been any COVID spikes.
Yeah, that is the truth.
Which makes me wonder that if it's like that for them, why not everybody else try it?
Exactly. Everybody else should try it. I think they should. And that's just really insane and ridiculous. And being that it's at a certain capacity and that the goal is for them to have a certain amount of fans in there as always, I mean, I really want to see how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think some fans are going to be acting wild there due to the fact that, like, you know, because of no mask and all these kinds of things. There's going to be some reckless fans in there.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, call me crazy, but I would love to see the place just filled to capacity.
Right.
Like at this point, I don't give a fuck no more. Fill that bitch to capacity.
That's a fact, yo. Fill that shit to the capacity. You are right.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and get through these matches. First, for night one, we have Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. I think this one will be a very interesting match.
Honestly speaking, I think that's going to be one of the best matches of the night. Yeah. Honestly speaking.
Because, you know, you got the immense strength and technical prowess that is Cesaro mixed with Seth Rollins' high-flying abilities and all of his prowess. We're definitely going to be in for a good one.
That is the truth.
But I tell you what, for Seth Rollins' sake, he better watch out for that swing.
Yeah, he better watch out for that. He better watch out for that swing.
Yeah.
He really does.
But who you got in this match?
Honestly speaking, this is a tough one, but because it's great to see Cesaro getting the push of it he deserves slowly. I mean, he's about to reach veteran status. Next year is going to make it 10 years. Cesaro's been. He's about to reach veteran status. He should have been gotten this push the way it is that he's gotten it. But him versus Rollins, I must say, who am I going to say? Seeing as how you know, he's getting this push of seeing as how the grandest stage of them all. This is like one of the main matches for him on the grand stages of them all, aside from him being the first ever winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Because that's where his push was starting and kicking off at first, but I want to say they're probably going to give it to Rollins. I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, hey, I wouldn't be against the fact that I was wrong. I mean, I love both of them, and I mean, Cesaro I've been a fan of from he reached, and Seth Rollins I started liking him at a certain time, but probably going to give it to Rollins, I should say.
Yeah, part of me thinks that they're going to give it to Cesaro, but I do understand why you're thinking Rollins, because if we look over how it's been for the feud, a majority of the time, Cesaro's gotten the better of Rollins. I mean, don't get me wrong, Rollins did get him with a few curb stomps, but every other time, this dude has been on the receiving end of a Cesaro swing.
Right, that is right.
And sure, people are saying that it was a record of what he did when he spun Seth for as many times as he did, but I got a little wrestling knowledge to kick, even though I guarantee that people watching already know this, and that is freaking back when he was in Ring of Honor, Cesaro, believe it or not, I think swung somebody 80 times with consecutively without stopping.
Right, I think it's the same thing too.
I forgot who he spun, but he spun him 80 times.
Right, yes, he did.
But so with that being said, I'm giving this to Cesaro.
Gotcha, I feel perfectly. Could be, yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, we have once again Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. And seriously, this guy Shane has a death wish. And this time there's no escape because it's a steel cage match. But like seriously, what has gone through Shane's head? What has possessed him to constantly poke the bear like this and try to piss off Strowman at every turn? You know, mocking his intelligence.
Right. I'm thinking that. I think so too. I think what's crazy is like, why is Shane doing this? Honestly, that's what I'm trying to grasp as well. Like, why is that? Like, he's doing that. Shane trying to provoke him the way he's provoking him. It's because, like, you know, Braun is trying to earn a shot at the title. Like, I don't understand.
And I will say this. I know normally, you know, the whole point of a steel cage is so no one interferes. But people seem to forget that you can still interfere in a steel cage match. Because unlike a Hell in a Cell match, you can climb over the top and get into the ring. And on top of that, you can also climb it to prevent somebody from exiting. So, you know, you know, Shane isn't totally alone. Like, if Elias and Jackson Riker do pop up, they can just climb over the top and they'll be good to go.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
But with that being said, who you got in this match?
Well, I got in this match, honestly, I got Braun winning it.
Yeah. So, same here. Like, there's really not much need to be said. He's eventually just gonna get tired of Shane's crap and beat him, and then escape the cage, or probably pin him because you could still win by pinfall or submission. But yeah. Moving on. We have. Wow, this is something else. Bad Bunny versus The Miz. From what I remember, it was initially supposed to be a tag team match with Damian Priest and John Morrison put into the match, but I think one of them got injured, so that's why it's a singles match.
Bad Bunny versus The Miz.
Yeah.
Right. Probably.
Now, needless to say, just because Bad Bunny is a celebrity, I'm automatically assuming that they're gonna have him win, because I've never seen a celebrity match where the celebrity loses.
Exactly. I was just about to say. I agree with you. I was just about to say say that. Seeing as how he's a celebrity, they're gonna give him the win, more than likely.
Yeah, and actually, and speaking of celebrities and John Morrison, I remember back at I think it was WrestleMania 27. He was involved in a celebrity match also, where in a 6-person mixed tag match, he tagged with Trish Stratus and Snooki. You remember her?
Oh yeah, Jersey
Yeah,
Shore.
yeah. And they were up against Dolph Ziggler and Lay Cool. And of course, John Morrison, Trish Stratus, and Snooki won. But if you paid attention to the match after they won, John Morrison purposely kept curving Trish Stratus every time she tried to hug him, and kept hugging Snooki. The reason why is because for the match, he wanted Melina to be in the match because she was still a member of the active roster, rather than the quote unquote legend. I don't see her that way. Trish Stratus.
Oh, you don't see Trish as a legend?
I'm sorry, man. I feel she's extremely overrated.
Oh damn, I feel you. Everybody has their own opinions.
But anyways, freaking. I definitely understand his reasoning, because what he wanted Melina to be in the match instead of Trish Stratus. Because his logic is, I mean, even though it was his girlfriend at the time, but his logic was she's still an active wrestler, have an active wrestler wrestling at WrestleMania rather than having a retired wrestler being an attention whore just to have another WrestleMania moment.
Right.
Because Melina has never had a WrestleMania moment.
That's the truth.
But this also blew up in John Morrison's face, because backstage, Trish wound up complaining about it, and that was pretty much the nail in the coffin for John's career. Because after that, he became a jobber before he was fired.
Oh wow.
But again, I completely understand his reasoning for doing what he did. But anyways, before I get any further off track, next match we have the New Day defending the Raw Tag Titles against AJ Styles and a debuting Omos.
Right. Honestly, you gonna say I'm sorry?
No. Go ahead.
Honestly speaking, this is sorry about that. This is almost first match, so I don't know how they're gonna pull this one off. This is his first time fighting. He hasn't been in the matches otherwise, so this is tough to say who the hell they're gonna let win.
I mean, me personally, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, not only is AJ Styles and Omos gonna win the titles, but they're gonna have Omos get the pinfall.
All right.
But the thing was, he actually did have matches, but they were dark matches, and he didn't look all that good in the ring. But there was the report that came out that him, Otis, Keith Lee, and all of them had gone back to the performance center for a little training. So maybe all this time that he hasn't been wrestling, they've had him and they've had him training like hell. So maybe he might show a few things in the ring, and then eventually pick up the win.
Right.
But I'll admit, freaking the New Day, I know what they're trying to do. Sure, they're trying to prove that AJ Styles and Omos have no chemistry, but also they're mainly trying to do this as a distraction. to distract Styles and Omos, but almost isn't going for it. Of course, Styles is taking the bait, but almost isn't. Because if you saw Raw when they were doing that whole Pictionary game, freaking almost purposely wasn't even attempting. Just because he was wise to their tricks.
That's right.
You know, because you saw he was just standing there. He didn't even move. He didn't say a word. You know.
Right.
Nah.
That's correct.
And
That's crazy.
I tell you, on a side note, what do you think Almost attire is gonna look like?
That's a good question too. I don't know what kind of attire they're gonna go with for him.
Do you think that they'll give him tights, pants, shorts? What do you think?
I think probably shorts. Shorts is what will fit him the most. When I say fit him, I mean like suit him good.
And I mean, to be fair, before wrestling, he used to play basketball, so why not?
Exactly.
So,
That is correct.
so yeah. Anyways, moving on, we have Sasha Banks defending the SmackDown Women's title against Bianca Belair. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. This gonna be a good one.
I'm definitely looking forward to that match as well. I love them both. I want either one to win. I think they're gonna let either Sasha retain it, seeing as how she never had a WrestleMania win or moment for that matter, or they're gonna let Bianca win, seeing as how they push her or whatever, and it's her first WrestleMania, her winning it, and she did get to push it because she deserved it. They did push her great.
They definitely did, and that's why I'm giving it to Bianca. I say she is gonna pull it out and do it. Why? Because she is the EST.
Yes, sir. The EST of WWE. She is.
I'm definitely saying that she's gonna win it, but it's gonna be a hell of a match.
Oh, it most definitely is going to be a hell of a match. It most definitely is.
And part of me thinks that in the closing moments of the match, and even quote me on this, that Sasha is gonna go for the backstabber, but using her strength, Bianca's gonna catch her before she falls back, and then hold her in the Samoan drop clutch, hit the KOD, and that's it.
Right, that's a possibility as well.
Yeah, definitely. But and I tell you what, when Bianca wins, I guarantee there's gonna be like pyro and confetti and shit. It's gonna be dope as hell.
Oh yeah, it will be.
And then finally, what I think is gonna be the main event for night one, Bobby Lashley defending the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre.
Honestly speaking, I love them both. Huge fan of both. I want either my boy Bobby Lashley to retain it, or to retain the WWE Championship, or my boy Drew McIntyre to get, or I want my boy Drew McIntyre to get back the WWE Championship. I want my boy Drew McIntyre to get it back, or my boy Bobby Lashley retain. Love them both.
I tell you what, I'm sticking to my guns of what I told you. I'm hoping and praying, even though they were banned from ringside, I'm hoping that WWE pulls a swerve and has Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin do something to help Bobby Lashley win the title, just so he can keep this reign going. Because unlike Drew, this is Lashley's first reign, and I want this reign to last.
Right.
And I know he said before that he didn't need their help, but I just want this swerve to happen because the Hurt Business can't leave like this, man. This can't happen.
Yeah, it can't happen. I'm pissed off just like you that they broke up already. Like, that was one of the best things going in wrestling right now. The whole of wrestling and when WWE period, that's one of the best things going great, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, like that was too good of a thing to throw away. So I'm hoping and praying that it's going to be a swerve.
I'm hoping and praying so as well, honestly speaking. There's a rumor saying that they're supposed to let my boy Drew McIntyre get back to the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. And because actually in front of the crowd, that's why they had him losing. So that's why my boy Drew could get it back in front of the crowd. So he could have like a true moment. That's supposed to happen, him winning in front of the fans last year. But seeing as our fans, they're going to be in front of fans right now this year. Let Drew win it. So, he could have his true crowning moment that was supposed to happen last year.
I mean, I understand, but at the same time, it's got like Bobby deserves to hold this title for a good minute.
Right.
And I tell you, with that being said, that's it for night one. Let's move on to night two, where Riddle will be defending the U.S. title against Sheamus.
Honestly speaking, you're gonna sound sorry, my man.
Actually, I actually found it funny that dude Riddle forgot his lines on Raw when he was talking to Asuka.
Oh yeah.
And then like he and like this whole feud started because dude was riding his scooter around Sheamus in a circle, like not even like completely oblivious to him just losing a match.
Exactly.
So then Sheamus popped him in the chest with his scooter.
Right.
But antics aside, I really don't know who to say for this match because I know both of them are gonna bring everything.
Got you.
But if I had to choose, I say, I say Riddle.
I'll say Riddle as well because he just got the United States Championship. They're not gonna let him lose it that quick.
And sure, I wouldn't mind seeing Sheamus as champ, but he's already won the title before. But hey, anything can happen.
Right.
Yeah. Moving on, we have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. First off, before I get into my prediction, do you really think that Logan Paul is gonna have anything to do with this match? Like, I know he's supposed to show up on SmackDown, but be honest, do you really think they're gonna get Logan Paul to have anything to do with this?
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match. Honestly, if so, it'll probably just be him trying to film some video about it or something like that. But him being involved, don't let it, please. It'd be a great, simple match between Owens and Zayn.
Yeah, because I mean, they really can put on a great match without anybody being a part of it.
Right.
But hey, if they're gonna have Bad Bunny on night one, I guess it only makes sense to have another celebrity for night two.
Exactly.
But we'll see.
Right.
Yeah. Moving on, we have once again Big E defending the Intercontinental title against Apollo Crews. Now, I'll be honest, since they're having another match, Apollo has to win this. Like nothing against Big E, but Apollo has to win this because he's lost every other time, and the most recent time was in a pretty sketchy way. Like he has to win this.
Yeah, he really does.
Especially with his new gimmick, he has to win this.
Yeah, that is the truth. I want either my boy Biggie to retain, or my boy Apollo Crews to win it. Especially like what you said with his character. I remember you said before he had no character, and I actually agree with you. Before he didn't, And now he does so. This would be a good way for him to like win it, so to boost his push a bit more. So I truly understand. I truly can see where you're coming from with this.
Yeah, yeah. Now, moving on, we have The Fiend versus Randy Orton. Oh man, it's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of stuff, and I mean a lot of stuff that's happened in between. But it's all ending at WrestleMania. So either Randy Orton is going to be rid of the Fiend, is going to finally be rid of the Fiend forever, or the Fiend will fully exact his revenge.
Right. Honestly, honestly speaking, um, Orton, one of my main favorites. Love Orton, of course, is my boy. And Bray Wyatt, yeah, he's good, yeah. But I think what they're gonna do, they're gonna give Bray the win. Seeing that's how Orton won at TLC, they're gonna give Bray the win WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I find it funny that I'm pretty sure you saw the time where CM Punk retweeted the picture that Bray Wyatt put up of him about to get punted by Randy Orton, right? Saying like, I hope that that I hope that we're still cool, even though we feuded, right? Right.
Right.
And then
So,
I think it was either today or yesterday, Bray Wyatt responded saying, absolutely, Brody wouldn't want to see us fighting."
right.
You
Yeah,
know,
they see that.
and we all know how much Luke Harper meant to Bray Wyatt.
Exactly. Yeah,
Like
he really did.
when Luke first left us, he, he, oh man, he was so crushed.
Yeah, he really was.
Yeah.
He really was close.
So I'm definitely giving this to the Fiend, because for the biggest reason being that the whole thing with the Fiend is that he's basically a revenge character for Bray Wyatt, because everyone he's feuded with minus Goldberg was a person that Bray Wyatt feuded with. So
Right.
and the Fiend is basically getting revenge for every time Bray Wyatt lost a feud against that person. So I'm definitely and because they're the same person but a different character, they are the Fiend knows all their moves, which is why the Fiend is damn near invulnerable to anything that's thrown at him.
Right. True.
Moving on, we have Asuka defending the Raw Women's title against Rhea Ripley.
Honestly speaking, both of them are great. I wouldn't mind seeing either one, but it was too soon. I would like for my girl Rhea to win the belt, but it's honestly speaking, it's too soon for her though.
Me personally, I want to see Rhea win it just because last year she came in as champ but lost, and and also I want that title off of Asuka because her title reign as Roman's champion has sucked. Like it has sucked, and it's very disappointing considering how good of a wrestler and a character that Asuka is. To see that her reign has been so terrible.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely giving it to Rhea Ripley, and I don't think it's too soon for her she because honestly speaking, I feel she's ready for this. If she was able to take to take Charlotte Flair to her limit, even though she lost, then I don't see why she can't do the same with Asuka and take the title.
Exactly. That is the truth right there. That what you said, my brother, is the truth. Honestly, that right there is the truth, because and that's another thing is too. If Oscar and if it would be and if Charlotte didn't have COVID or whatever, I would like to see a rematch with Rhea and her, and I hope they give Rhea that win. Seeing that's how Charlotte beat her last year. Or if it was a triple threat, if for it to be more interesting, if Charlotte didn't have COVID, it was a triple threat. Her, Oscar, and Rhea. I would really hope Rhea still, if there was a triple threat WrestleMania, I really hope Rhea would be the one winning that.
I mean, I really wouldn't want Charlotte anywhere near that title, especially not at WrestleMania. But hey, you know, she can put on a great match. So it would be she would make it worth watching. But
exactly.
yeah, again, Rhea.
That's right.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, I too wouldn't want her anywhere near the belt. I don't want Charlotte anywhere near the belt. Honestly speaking, I don't.
Yeah.
She don't need to be near that.
Yeah.
Like there's other talents that need a chance, as me, you, and the others would say.
Yeah. Moving on, we have the main event. What I think will be the main event of night 2. Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Edge and Daniel Bryan. Now, I think it's been all but confirmed that Edge has turned heel. I said I think it's been all but confirmed that Edge is turning heel, just because of how he's been acting recently.
Oh, yeah, he's turned heel.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's turning heel. Either that, or he was just he's just PO'd at the fact that Daniel Bryan has snuck his way into his main event.
Right.
Because the way he sees it, it was going to be his redemption story.
Right.
But yeah, and I can't help but notice that this is sort of like WrestleMania 30, where Daniel Bryan was on the outside looking in, having been screwed out of the title, then having a reasonable alibi to get another shot.
Right.
And then, but a title match for that title has already been set, so then he gets inserted into it and makes a triple threat match, and who knows, maybe just like at 30, he'll win the title via submission by making the person that isn't the champion tap, being Edge. If anything, I honestly don't see Roman retaining. I really don't.
I got you perfectly. I see they're probably going to give it to Edge, seeing as how it's come back for WrestleMania, or they're probably going to give it to Roman. I mean, either I love all three of them as my boys. I want either my boy Roman to retain or my boy Edge to get it. But they're probably going to let my boy Edge get it, seeing as how, he worked hard to come back or whatever, and he never lost the belt, he relinquished it, and, seeing as he wants to be champion again, they're probably going to give it to him.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, if Roman does win by some way, then both Usos have to interfere. Just because it's Daniel Bryan and Edge. Both Usos have to interfere.
That is correct.
Because Jey Uso is not going to be able to keep them down, keep them both down by himself.
That's right.
And also, considering that it's a triple threat match, there's going to be no DQ, so he can do it even while the refs there, so the ref wouldn't be able to stop him.
That is right. The ref won't be able to stop Roman.
Yeah.
That is correct.
No, I'm saying for the ref to stop the Usos.
That's correct. That is, yeah, probably not. And speaking of them, do you know what I was saying to myself, meanwhile speaking to you? You already know the Raw and SmackDowns after WrestleMania always be crazy with people making comebacks, people coming up to the main rosters. I have a feeling that Jimmy Uso is probably going to return to the SmackDown the nights after WrestleMania. Possibly, or like you said, both Usos would have to interfere, but I think Jimmy's going to come back on the SmackDown after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, like honestly, if he doesn't return at WrestleMania, then yeah, he's gonna show up the what's his face the SmackDown after WrestleMania.
Right.
Then but yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. You know what I'm saying? Well, I want to thank the humble man Gary once again for coming through and kicking his knowledge, yo. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir, my man, Cause anytime, always a pleasure, my man, being on your show, of course, and let's always do this again. Let's give the next time we talk, let's give our take on the whole NXT takeover, Stand and Deliver at WrestleMania 36. I mean, I know NXT Stand and Deliver, NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver is gonna do very great because it does always stand and delivers. If you guys know what I mean, it does all the time. NXT and also the main roster of WrestleMania 36 broken up into 2 nights again, like how it was last year. And this is the first time NXT Takeover has been broken up into 2 nights. So, like I said, it always stands and delivers. NXT, you guys know what I mean. And now this is the second time this year WrestleMania has been broken up into 2 parts. So let's see how great it is. And plus, fans are back. So. Well, for WrestleMania, that is. So further events notice, but let's see how great it is. The matches are going to be great and the talent, so let's see. I mean, the only thing missing this year is going to be certain legends. Like, there's people who I wish it was going to be there. There's people who are rumored to be there, but it should be great regardless, so we shall see how it's going to be.
Yep. Be easy, man.
Yes, sir, my man. Be easy.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to chill with us. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, hit that like button. If you know what I'm saying, comment if you feel like it. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. And once again, by way of Struggle Vision Productions, I am the Hitman Cause, and I will see y'all later. Peace.